So the Capital Group New Perspective Fund is a 51-year-old time-tested global equity strategy. It's investing in companies, stocks of companies on listed stock exchanges all around the world, but specifically it's investing in a spectrum of multinational companies ranging from small to medium-sized, fast-growing, early-stage multinationals, so potential future global champions, all the way up to the large, mega-cap, established global multinational champions of today. So we're essentially trying to build a portfolio of today's and hopefully tomorrow's global champions. And we feel that this range or spectrum of company allows New Perspective to participate well in rising markets, but also potentially offers some downside protection and resilience in declining markets. So underpinning our investment process and philosophy are primarily three things. The first would be everything we do is underpinned by fundamental proprietary research that is undertaken by our own in-house career investment analysts. So our analysts are money managers, they're fully part of the money management process. Secondly, long-term. The way we analyze companies, the way we invest in companies and construct New Perspective is truly long-term. We are trying to outperform markets over a full market cycle rather than the short term. And then finally, with respect to our investment process, it is distinctive. It combines teamwork with individuality. The way that it works is the New Perspective portfolio is broken down into segments, and each segment is run or managed independently by a different portfolio manager or analyst. And we carefully try to blend portfolio managers together so that the New Perspective investment team has diverse perspectives and different portfolio managers with different approaches. There are 11 components to the New Perspective investment team. 10 of those are global equity portfolio managers, each receiving a portion of capital and independently managing their own high conviction sleeve. The 11th component is what we call the research portfolio. That is the part of New Perspective that's being managed by our in-house career investment analysts who are investing in a very small number of their highest convictions in the industry or sector that they are responsible for. So New Perspective is a global equity fund, meaning it invests in stocks of listed companies on different stock exchanges around the world. And stock markets can go up and down, of course, be particularly volatile over shorter time periods. But there are a number of ways in which we can try to mitigate or reduce those risks. And the way that we primarily try to do this is through maintaining a very well balanced and diversified approach. So New Perspective has around 250 holdings representing the best ideas from the 10 portfolio managers and investment analysts. The remit of New Perspective is truly global and it is multi-thematic. So we're avoiding narrow areas of the stock market, narrow geographies, narrow sectors, and narrow investment themes. And then finally, New Perspective's approach is what I would describe as structurally flexible. We're unconstrained by geography, by sector, by investment style boxes. And that flexibility allows the portfolio managers to reposition New Perspective in order to capture the next cycle and the next generation of global economy and stock market leaders. So at the individual stock or company level, our investment analysts and ESG sector analysts integrate all financially material ESG factors and considerations into the investment decision-making process. Then at the New Perspective fund level, there are some binding ESG criteria. The first is there are some norms and sector-based ESG sector exclusions. So for example, New Perspective won't invest in companies violating the United Nations Global Compact principles, and there are other sector exclusions relating to certain fossil fuels, tobacco, and controversial weapons. The other binding ESG criteria is a carbon target. So New Perspective seeks to maintain a carbon footprint as defined by weighted average carbon intensity that is generally lower than that of the global equity index. So the words that spring to mind would be core and foundational. I would hope that New Perspective could be perceived as somebody's core foundational equity allocation. Because it's time tested, it's been around for over 50 years, it's built to last, and because it's so well diversified in many ways, clients sometimes tell us that it's their sleep at night global equity portfolio. The analogy I would use is when you're building a house, you want very strong and stable footings and foundations. And I think New Perspective can be and serve that foundational role in somebody's wider equity portfolio.